Hey y'all, Roxy here. I hope you can hear me very clearly. I'm recording this from quite a distance. I know it's been a while I've recorded a YouTube video and I miss you too. Today we're going to talk about how to handle a colleague that keeps stealing credit for your work. And this happens to many of us, right? So especially when you're in more junior role and the email or the assignment came all the way down from management to your department head to some colleague who is ahead of you and then to you. You then come in and do all of the work consistently, lose out on weekends, lose out on family and personal time, devote yourself to finding the answers, doing 80% of the work, sending it to this person, your colleague, who then adds simple one line to it and then puts it all in his email, doesn't reference or credit you for any contribution to the work, and passes off the entire thing as his work, and then gets accolades from management and gets big rewards and bonuses from the company. Where a company has a reward system that does not recognize or reward silent contributors, it often leads to frustration and it can lose out on some of its best talents only because they are not loud and in front claiming all the credit for all the work done. Normally, people would say that taking credit for teamwork should not matter, and that what matters is that the goal of the team was achieved. But we all know that there is significant frustration to be had where some people seem to do all of the work and some people keep taking all the credit and all the reward that comes with all the credit. So it's actually a valid question and it's important that we address it. My first recommendation to you is to approach the person who keeps doing this. It's important that your work is recognized. It is not a bad thing to want to be recognized, especially when you have done majority of the work and their inputs to the assignment or the project was minimal. What I think you need to do is to approach them afterwards and indicate that it would have been nice for your work to have been recognized while they were making the presentation or when they sent the email to management, because you actually devoted quite a lot of time in finding the solution that they have now claimed to be their own. If the person is not insecure, they will take the feedback in good faith and make sure that the next time that they do it, they sort of reference the fact that it was collaborative effort and that other people in the team contributed to the work, even if they don't mention your name. If that doesn't work and they take offense by that, then you should approach your superior, approach your head of department. Every department I know, every company I know has a period in the year where they do their assessment for each employee, where you have a chance to give feedback to the company and your manager has a chance to give you feedback as well. That is a good opportunity for you to raise this issue with the head of the department. Many head of departments are oblivious to the inner workings of their team members, and as long as the work gets done and nothing has fallen through the cracks, then they think everything is fine. It is only until the silent contributors resign their appointment does it become clear to the head of department that something is wrong with the workings of the team. Sometimes it's a little too late. So you're actually doing him a favor by bringing it to his notice or her notice that the inner workings of the team is unhealthy and does not encourage collaboration. What a good leader would do with that information is to organize seminars, workshops, or team bonding activities that ensure that all team members understand that they cannot do the work alone, understand the part that other people play in team success, and recognize and reward contributions made to every assignment. Also, they might take a second look at the reward system and ensure that heavy bonuses are not paid to certain people and that it is more equitable across board, rewarding team effort than individual contributions, if that makes sense. That way you feel a little less frustrated knowing that there is no significant loss you are getting by not having your name mentioned every single time. And if all of this fails, then you have to take very desperate action. And by desperate action, I mean simply claiming your work publicly. Whenever somebody then takes your work and openly presents it as their own, oftentimes when the questions come back regarding that email or presentation they have made, they themselves cannot answer those questions because they do not have the answers, as they did not do the research originally. This is your opportunity to publicly claim your work. If they send forward the questions back to you, you either do not respond to the questions or go and give them a verbal answer, making it very clear that you're unhappy that you were not credited originally with your input to the presentation. If it is a presentation made in public at the management meeting or at the public forum, and they ask him or her questions that they cannot answer, they usually turn to you and ask you to interject and answer that question for them. This is the point where you say, when I looked at the data, when I did the research, when I put the original document together, this was the information I had at my disposal. By using the word I, you're claiming your portion of the work publicly. It's unfortunate that it has to get to that because it shows obviously that there's a mismatch in the team energy. But that's what happens when you have taken the first two steps and it didn't work out. And now you have to openly sell yourself to management and make everybody else realize that you're not as stupid or as silent as they want to make you look. But before we get to that point, it might also help you as a fourth thing to copy people into your emails. The more people already know that you were the one who did the foundational work for something, the less likely it is for one person to claim credit for it. In that way, when he sent the work to you privately and asked you to do the entire thing, when you're sending it back to him, you either copy the head of department, you either copy his counterparts, or you copy your counterparts as well. Doing so means that more people already know the extent of this output that was yours. And so if he simply adds a line and wants to send it forward as his, something in his mind tells him that he's a fraud and that too many people already know that he did not generate that output. In that way, he's often forced to give you the credit that he should have done in the first place. Usually all of this will work, but if none of it works and you still feel that you're in the wrong team or in the wrong company, then you know what to do. You might have to seek your credibility and take your skills and talent elsewhere where it is appreciated. As always, these are just my thoughts, and I'm always happy to learn as well from you. What would you do when somebody keeps stealing your work or credit for your work at the office, and you have gone through all of these steps, or you have your own steps that you have done? Please feel free to share. We're all happy to learn from you. As always, let's take the conversation forward. ROQZEE on Twitter, and I'll be happy to engage. Thank you so much for listening and subscribing. Please don't forget to click subscribe and like the video. Thank you so much. Cheers, y'all. Bye.